Hey Sagittarius, how's it going? Welcome back to Fire Fridays. Every Friday I read for you, Sagittarius, as you are fire. Oh yes. Forgive the lighting. I hope it's okay. My house battery in my van is on the fritz. On the fritz is how they say it. So it's a little dark, but we'll make do. Okay. We're going to take 3 cards of general energy using the Santa Muerte deck, which loves fire signs, by the way. And we'll clarify with the rider, and then get 3 cards of potential outcome with Santa Muerte once more. Welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Yes, indeed. Isn't that fun? If you're returning, I am sincerely thankful. Thank you. And if it's your first time, I hope you stick around. I hope this resonates for you. Unless it ends up being shitty, but either way, if it's something you need to hear, that's my goal. That's why the Sage. I want to read for your highest good and your highest outcome as an act of service to you, dear friend. So Sagittarius, without further ado, let's get into it. Right now, I'm going to cut this, and we'll get started. All right, let's see what's up. We're kicking it off with the World. So we closed the major cycle out. We've got the Tower. So we're closing out a major cycle. Something has changed quickly, okay? And we have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, changes afoot, right? The Two of Pentacles is it's like juggling energies that aren't necessarily balanced, but allowing something allowing one of the 2 pentacles to go is going to restore balance in a sense. You can see the butterfly here between the 2 individuals. The change that occurs, from a caterpillar to a butterfly is probably a little chaotic because the caterpillar dissolves into goo. It totally breaks down before it reforms into a butterfly. It's absolutely wild. And then so there's something that needs to be, even though it feels very chaotic, it's something that's a change that's for the better. 4 of Swords is on the bottom. This is about rest and recovery after disappointment, heartache, or setback. Being meditative and reflective. Swords are about communication, and it's a card of rest. So maybe there is something about the situation that you may be compelled to speak out about or react to, and it may be a call to just relax and kind of stay still and contemplate a little bit. What it looks like, though, is some kind of rapid change is going to come in. It's ultimately going to be for your good. It's going to actually restore balance, but the change is going to be a little haphazard and chaotic. And one thing I want to point out about this Tower card is how chaotic it is. You see how the staircases are going every which way and every which direction, and it's sort of disorienting and confusing. Well, that's how Tower moments can be sometimes, because it feels like something that was solid is suddenly destroyed. And the confusion, what's interesting about the confusion combined with the 4 of Swords is they're both really meant to create stillness within you and contemplation within you. The Tower is the 16th card in the tarot. It breaks down to a 7, and 7s are about non-action. So this, as the things are changing around you, just be very mindful to be still and patient. Don't react. Don't react quickly. Take your time reacting to whatever it is that's changing around you. But it looks like it's something really major, that's shifting, okay? And that is definitely, not something we want to take lightly. It's the end of a huge journey, but it was a journey that brought about a tremendous amount of personal development. The ending leads to a new beginning, but it's also completing a whole massive cycle that really fundamentally changes your character, in a positive way. It's life experiences change us in a positive way, good, whether they're good or bad, So, all right, let's get into it. Clarifying the World. What does Sagittarius need to know about the World? What does Sagittarius need to know about the World? One more shuffle here. Boy. All right, regarding the World, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a call to move slowly, proceed with caution, think about what you're doing. King of Swords, be logical, be rational, be impartial, not letting your emotions dictate your reaction. Again, we were talking about reactions. This guy is very, very, very steady. Okay? Very, very logical, very rational. So, this is something that's an energy we may need to tap into, of course. And we have the Queen of Cups. This is a call to be nurturing, to be nurturing, compassionate, kind, loving. And also the Queen of Cups is highly intuitive. So you have the impartiality and the non-emotional reaction of the King of Swords, and you have this, ironically, emotionally charged, compassionate, nurturing person. So if this is revolving around some other person in some way, I think there's a call to be very gracious with them. If there's a third party involvement in this, be very gracious with them, but also recognize and understand the reality of the situation, with your rational mind, and proceed accordingly, which the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck, but the Knight of Pentacles is also doing that because they're smart. Some readers like to kind of dunk on the Knight of Pentacles, as being like somehow defective, and I call bullshit. I loves me some cautious proceedings. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Maybe that was for somebody, I guess. Sometimes we need to balance our energies out. Okay? All right, let's clarify the tower. Oh, that was... we need to clarify the tower here, so let's get with it. No, we're still recording. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, let's clarify the tower for you, Sagittarius. Apologies for the interruption there. To clarify the tower for you. What does Sagittarius need to know about the tower? What does Sagittarius need to know about the tower? One more shuffle here for you. Alrighty. Got the Knight of Swords. This is the fastest knight in the deck. Right next to the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest knight in the deck. We have the Nine of Cups. This is a card of really being satisfied and fulfilled within yourself. Your emotional life inside is stable and harmonious and at peace, and you're satisfied. Okay? Interesting. And we have the Seven of Wands. This is a defensive energy. This is an energy of, again, sevens are not about actions. Like I mentioned earlier, sevens are not about actions. This is not aggressive. This is merely defensive, which is it's a nuanced, fine line, really, in this circumstance. You can see the guy is ready to defend himself against these other wands, but it's not exactly proactive. He's at the ready. It looks like he might be in motion or ready to take action, but he's actually just standing, he's ready. He's ready. He's not swinging his wand around, right? Okay. Underlying energy is the Seven of Pentacles. So there's a bit of an audit going on in your mind about where you come from, where you're going, and if the path you've taken was worth it. The energy you've put into something was worth it. I think, though, the changes that are occurring are going to bring about a big happiness for you. A big happiness. A big happiness. What an eloquent speaker. The Tower card being clarified by the Knight of Swords is just telling me that, again, the rapid change, right? The Tower is rapid change. The Knight of Swords is a rapid... is something coming towards you rapidly, okay? It's going to bring some kind of satisfaction into the situation, or some happiness into the situation. And you may be defending yourself about it, Sagittarius, in some way. There may be some defensive energy around it because, I don't know why. Maybe people don't understand it. I'm not really sure. You're going to be defending it. Or there's, I don't know, potentially like jealousy or something. let's find out. Let's clarify further. Maybe we can get some more information. Maybe jealousy. Some people might be jealous of whatever it is that is bringing your happiness. They might be, and sometimes, have you ever experienced one of those times in your life where you come across a person who externally has just gone through like a ton of difficulty and trials, and yet they have joy, and it's like you wonder why? It could be something like that. Even if this tower situation that comes in swiftly is, quote unquote negative, you may have found some peace about it, and it's like people are almost going to be, they almost can get like kind of negative about it. Like, well, why aren't you reacting? Why aren't you playing the victim? Why aren't you feeling sorry for yourself? It's like, because, and it's like subconsciously, like they're saying like, oh, I want you to not be a victim. I want you to have justice. But what they're really saying in their subconscious is, I want you to be miserable like I am, because you are going through something negative, and you should, and seeing your empowered state of being like stable in a negative circumstance makes me uncomfortable. And that is definitely furthering some kind of victim mentality, but you're not going to do that anymore because you're showing up as an Empress. So when people are like, oh, don't you feel bad for yourself? You're a victim. You're this or that. It's like, no, you're not. You know better. You found your power. And the Empress embodies the energy of all four queens. She has tremendous strength, tremendous beauty, tremendous compassion, tremendous intuition. And she's also a creator. The Empress is like an avatar of the Divine Mother. She creates. And you're going to create a new situation, Sagittarius. I turn that card over. It's the Four of Wands. This is celebration. Come on now. Can't make this up. Four of Wands, celebration, happiness, harmony. So this, we are clarifying the Two of Pentacles, by the way. I got a little ahead of myself there in my rant. The Two of Pentacles is that juggling energy, right? Something happens, it changes. It's bringing about a harmony. We were talking about the butterfly, you remember? It's changing in a good way. It's bringing you big empowerment with your Empress energy. And it's also just bringing happiness and celebration to your life, Sagittarius. So, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I got a little insight into more of a personal situation I'll keep to myself. But anyway, I know a Sagittarius. Just thinking about something. I need to be careful not to do that. All right, let's, till I'm done with the reading. Let's get into it. Okay, last card clarifying this is the Eight of Swords, getting unstuck. This is an energy of being stuck. I feel like, though, that you're going to unstick yourself. This feeling of being trapped and unable to move forward is going to be resolved by recognizing your own power and allowing the changes to happen around you, because sometimes the external changes make us feel helpless, right? Sometimes they make us feel helpless, but you're coming out of this and into an empowered state as an Empress, and really celebrating. You might be celebrating yourself in a lot of ways. The Four of Wands it can speak to a lot of things, but it feels like a personal celebration in a lot of ways. Seven of Pentacles is on the bottom again. I feel like I don't recall now if this came up in Aries or if I already talked about this in your reading. I apologize. This happens sometimes while I'm reading. I forget what I just said, literally. But looking back on where you come from and where you're going, and is this juice worth the squeeze and all this, like, basically I feel like if you're looking back and taking stock on the other side of this circumstance, you're going to feel very, very proud. I think you're going to be very, very proud of yourself for your strength and how you unstuck yourself and how you learned to stay, like, how you managed to obtain serenity in the face of chaotic circumstances, be they good or bad. Chaos is maybe chaos is a fine word. Chaos is a removal from an orderly pattern, right? Chaos is a pattern disruption. It can be positive or negative, and the World card and the Tower, the Tower is not necessarily negative, and the Two of Pentacles certainly isn't. So I don't see a lot of negativity here. There could just be something rapid coming in for you. Something comes out of the blue and changes your circumstances. It gets you unstuck. Not bad. Not bad, Sagittarius. All right, let's... Yep, not bad, Sagittarius. Take it as it resonates. All right, let's get 3 cards of outcome for you. I'm going to move this a little bit. Okay, there we are. 10 of Wands. A burden is being lifted. A burden is being released. The 10 of Wands is... Guy's got a huge pile of wands on his back, but he's almost to the destination and about to unload them finally, get them off of his back, right? The 10 of Wands is releasing a burden. This card is red. Very, very red, and you can see the butterfly, the bottom of the... It kind of looks like a pelvic bone. Forgive me for being so crass in my understanding of bone names. Is it a pelvic bone? You know, the floor of your skeleton, right? And it's colored like the root chakra. So it's a releasing of fear. The root chakra is very... primarily, it's about a lot of things. It's about basic necessity and things like that, but it can often be associated with fear. And there's going to be a release. Okay? You're elevating out of fear. All right. Let's get 2 more cards for you. All right, or 3, that's fine. We have Death, the Santa Muerte. Again, rapid change. Okay? Rapid change. Leads to new beginnings. And I'll just point this out now. The Santa Muerte deck, as you can see, is very oriented around imagery of dead people. But this deck is really designed to be a celebration of life. And death leads to rebirth. It leads to new beginnings. Endings lead to new beginnings. You can see here, she's pregnant. Okay? And that's precisely why. New life is coming out of a situation that is ending, that you're releasing. We have the Hanged Man, something you're going to see from a different perspective over time. Kind of dovetails with that 7 of Pentacles energy, although this is, I would certainly say, more major than that and more kind of, in a sense, positive than that, because you're gaining enlightenment by seeing things from another point of view. Okay, and our final card here is the King of Wands. Passion. There's going to be a reignition of a passion in your life that comes through in a new way, because the King of Wands is also stable in the face of adversity. The King of Wands can withstand the heat, can take the heat, can withstand the fire, and still pursue passions. And so something is going to spurn a new passion within you that you're going to be able to really sustain. And that's kind of the difference between like the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, is the Knight of Wands can be easily distracted or burn out. The King of Wands doesn't burn out. The King of Wands is on it consistently, still maintaining passion, but can hold and sustain that passion. So, interesting. All right, let's look at the underlying energy real quick. We've got the 4 of Cups, stagnant, depressed kind of energy here. I think you have a choice to make. You have a choice to make between these two. Like, the changes that are occurring here, you're releasing a burden. Something's definitely changing. A death is leading to a new life. And you have the Hanged Man gaining enlightenment by being willing to see things from another point of view. This very, very powerful group of cards. And it's like, do you want to stay stagnant and stay kind of depressed and blame other people for your problems or focus on your problems? Or do you want to find that Empress energy or that King of Wands energy and really empower yourself, right? Like, which one do you want? I know which one I would choose. But it's serious, you know. Are you going to, if something negative happens, are you going to be a victim, or are you going to be an empress or a magician? Are you going to alchemize the situation? Are you going to see the positives in it? Are you willing to look at the other side of the coin, you know? Are you willing to? I think that's very profound right there, Death and the Hanged Man, because it's like, are you willing to look at the opposing point of view or the other side of the coin that is dark, that seems scary? I think the answer is yes, because you are releasing this burden, and we talked about fear, right? We talked about the root. I think you're ready to release it if you choose to, and if you do, you're going to find a lot of power within yourself. So, Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. Thank you for watching. If this resonated and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button and never comment and blah, 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 blah. In all seriousness, I do appreciate all that. It genuinely helps the channel grow, of course. It helps me feel motivated to keep going if I see a comment and know that I'm helping in some way. And yeah, and I hope to see you next Friday, Sagittarius. Fire Fridays every Friday for you. And until then, best of luck with this energy and have a beautiful week.